Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Monday, the 20th of Jan. All right. Okay, let's just have a look at where we left off on Friday. Now, really good signs coming into the market, especially on sterling, right? We've been waiting for Brexit to unfold to get sterling into play. Well, we're starting to see the fundamentals really kick into gear. UK employment numbers Friday, retail sales figures, much worse than expected. And what we got is a clean move to the downside in sterling. Now, it's been quite a while since I've been able to say this. Like getting the UK fundamentals, it's such a big trading pair that this is huge. Now, I had a trade on actually, which was already sort of 30 points in the cash, closed out at break even. But the big trade was really the break back down through that trend line and going with that weak data. So really good signs there. I'm extremely sort of happy that happened. Not that I didn't make any money, but it's good to see sterling sort of really coming back into play. And that gives us really solid footing to trade sterling with. Now, just looking at the rest of the data, had some sort of slightly stronger housing numbers here out of the US. Industrial production numbers slightly weaker, but that was overshadowed by the housing numbers. So what we saw is the dollar index itself, as you can see, slowly climbing up off the floor. And with that US-China trade deal, the yuan rallying, which is obviously positive for China, means the deal's going through, and we're down here at 860. So that's also a really good sign for trading conditions going forward. Equity markets, pretty flat. No one was really sort of jumping up and down on that data. And if I just give you a quick look at the general news out there, or the sort of general commentary from the news, follows the basic data, okay? Pound reverses after weak retail sales. Canadian dollar weakens amid risk moves will concern Bank of Canada. I don't think so about that. It's more about what we've got is we've got the usual geopolitical stuff that the US is involved in. Then it's all about, US-China trade. There's usually some impeachment sort of articles here as well. Down here and a few other things. But this election, US election, is going to hot up pretty soon. So keep an eye on that. Now, what does that leave us for? Let me just come back to the charts. What's happening on the rest of the majors? Well, not a hell of a lot really to start with. Okay, you got Aussie dollar just trading sideways. Once again, we've got this little euro, which was sort of banging away sideways. That slightly stronger US numbers was enough to push it down through 111. But once again, it's not a big move. Momentum is sort of stalled straight away. I still like being bearish euro, but I don't know if it's going to run just yet. Kiwi, well, it's trading sideways, but if I actually did the right thing here and left this trend line where it was last week, the resistance line, you'd sort of see it sort of broke higher through that. If anything, it's holding up a lot better than its antipodean cousin, the Aussie dollar. Now, US-China trade deals, other geopolitical issues, doesn't seem to be impacting the market. And you can sort of generally tell that by dollar yen slowly climbing or trading sideways. I mean, the safe haven trade is not in play, so don't get caught up on that. Already sort of covered sterling on that one. And as you can see, dollar CAD just trading straight through that short-term support line. Oil back at $59, but you know what? Not much happening there at the moment. All right, so what does that do for us? Now, what we're looking for on the dollar, if I can just get up my, change the screens over. Come back to the MyFX Trading Hub, and we have got a few updates coming out this week on the MyFX Trading Hub. Some significant changes, but for today, we'll run with the usual framework. Now, once again, the trading conditions, right? This is, I would say, somewhat unusual, where you've got the dollar index and dollar yen, okay, moving topside, dollar CAD and dollar Swiss moving downside. That's a little bit unusual. And to say dollar Swiss overall moving down as with euro, now that's a bit of a mismatch, okay? They generally, Swiss follows the euro about 95% of the time. For them to be going down at the same time, something's out of whack. So just make sure you check your levels and you're impacting drivers, which is the impeachment, Brexit, and the China-US trade deals. You know, things aren't exactly cool, and that's why I've got the trading conditions as average. Now, Monday, US holiday, so don't expect a hell of a lot to happen across the board unless we get some other geopolitical events. Brexit, of course, may come into play, but you're really waiting for Tuesday for the markets to really open up, and open up they will with, to me, you've got to think UK retail sales is a bit of a head turner. Now, we've got the employment numbers, average earnings, claim account change coming up on Tuesday, along with some German zoo numbers and Canadian manufacturing sales. But so that's where things are really going to start. But if you scroll down through the calendar, we've got a massive week, obviously, for dollar CAD, manufacturing sales, CPI, Bank of CAD, interest rate decision and statement, okay, on Wednesday, and followed by the press conference. And then you come back down, Aussie employment numbers Thursday. We've also got the ECB, Christine Lagarde, a chance to come out and really stamp her authority on the euro. And scrolling back down, you've got a number of other key parts of the, I was going to say the euro, but keep an eye on this Kiwi CPI data. It's going to be very important for the next move in rates in New Zealand. And we've got basically euro and Canadian data coming out for the rest of the week. So all in all, you can isolate it and say, well, euro is going to be in play. So is dollar CAD. So they're the pairs you really want to be sort of focusing on. Looking at the euro, it's just starting to break down. It would be great to see further weakness in that market goes with that move. And dollar CAD, well, it's, as I said, there's a bit of a mismatch here. So we've got to work out where the best trading opportunity is. And today, I don't think is the day to be doing it, especially with that US holiday. Most of the market will be switched off. All right, guys, that's it from me. Have a good trade day. Cheerio.